Hey, what's up, dude? What's up, dude? Hey guys, welcome to episode 15. It's the debut of all of my Halloween decorations. Look at all this cool stuff I've got. I've got this little the car from Nightmare Before Christmas. They call this a popcorn bucket at Disneyland. Okay, not sure where. Oh, so the popcorn goes in here. That's one handful's worth of popcorn, and they call it a bucket. But Disneyland can get away with that, and they sell it for like $300. No, they sell it for $30, which is still crazy. Also, I got this little cool shiny mug, also from Disneyland. My daughter got this for me, and immediately dropped it and broke it. Because that's what kids do. If you want something to hit the floor, give it to a kid. Because, man, will that hit the floor real fast. And then I got a couple skulls. I got my Jack and Sally pens stuck in my skull plant. We're getting festive because it's fall. And I just went to Disneyland. It's why I acquired all of these Disneyland-related items. And according to the mouse, it's Halloween time. Because they had pumpkins everywhere. They're punking it up. They're punking it up at Disneyland. There's pumpkins everywhere. What's up, girl Kevin? It's also the debut episode of this ponytail, or whatever's happening on top of my head, because I didn't feel like doing my hair. Because I did something last night. I drank wine, and I forgot that I'm allergic to wine. Specifically, like white wine. It's the histamines. They got histamines in wine, and that's what my head doesn't like. I don't know what a histamine is. I have no idea. No one's ever explained it to me, and I won't bother looking it up. Because I won't understand it anyway. It's sciencey and medical. But anyway, I'm allergic to those histamines, and they stuff me right up. My nose is just, it's like I have a severe cold, but I just enjoyed one glass of wine. So that's what I get to suffer from. That's my cross to bear. But it's fine. I was hanging out with my friend Jackie, who is so awesome. She's like a new friend. It's so crazy to make new friends like in your 30s, you know, because like Sean talks about this all the time. Sean, my husband, who is supposed to be here, by the way. He's listening from the other room. He's working. He can probably hear me. Anyway, he was supposed to be here and co-host this episode with me, but he's too busy working, making money, putting a roof over my head. The absolute audacity of that man to do that. But anyway, so what was it? Oh yeah. So Sean is always like, I'm at capacity. He's like, I have enough friends. I don't want any more. And if I do make a new friend, one of the old ones has got to go. I'm at capacity. And he says that, and it's super funny, but it's actually not true because we've made a lot of really good friends in the last year. Just like in the last year, it's been like a real friend year. Your tail's on my microphone. Your tail's on my microphone. Your tail is getting cat hair all over my fancy microphone. And also you threw up in my chair. Oh my gosh. I put this on Instagram. So you may have already seen it there. And again, it's probably better to be a listener at this point. I got half of you being listeners. I got half of you being viewers. Half of you with your ears, half of you with your eyeballs. Your tail's in my mouth almost. Your tail's on my face. But anyway, one of these two, boy Kevin. Oh, hi. You going to show up now for this story? Guilty? Are you here to plead guilty or innocent? I'm dying to know. So in a previous episode, previously on the Temperamental, I almost said top 5 with Lisa Foyles. That's so funny. Previously on Temperamental with Lisa Foyles. So anyway, this dead bird in my house was not an offering of love at all. This was an act of pure terror. Dude is freaking Dexter. Yeah, there's a dead bird on my podcast studio. Stop rubbing your face on my microphone, girl Kevin. Stop spitting on my equipment. This is expensive equipment. And I don't want cat spit all over it. So anyway, I found a dead bird in my podcast studio here. There's little blood splatters everywhere. And it was a huge true crime episode of Temperamental to find out which one of these horrible little cats did it. Killed the baby bird in my house. Horrible, savage, don't appreciate it. Just plain mean. And now don't. Dude, scratching his claws on my carpet. They're just here to destroy the place. So the other day, one of my children, I want to say the little one, Calvin, I think he ran up to me and he's like, Mom, one of the cats threw up on your chair. And I'm like, what? So sure enough, I went to my podcast chair. This is my chair. That's the Kevin chair. It's become the Kevin chair. I wanted it to be a co-host chair for an actual human being who I could talk to and have some laughs. But instead it's for a cat that just comes and goes at will. So he chose my chair to barf in. He barfed all over it. There's just cat barf. I'm sitting in remnants of cat barf right now because no matter how much you clean it, it's still in there. It's still in the fibers. It's still there. And he chose my chair to do it. He had the whole house to throw up on, which he has. He's thrown up everywhere. That's why I know I don't need to do a true crime episode about this. I know it's boy Kevin. He barfs all the time. He's just a barfer. It's what he does. It's part of his personality. It's what defines him, is his barfing and his fatness and his just general stench. But yeah, so he threw up in my chair. Where was I going with all of this? I don't know. Anyway, making friends in your 30s is hard. I think that's what I was talking about. We were talking about making friends in your 30s. Anyway, here's a picture of the barf in the chair. I'm totally off track, you guys. But anyway, my new friend, Jackie, she's awesome. She was one of those moms where we just connected instantly. You know, there's some moms that they just want to talk about mom stuff all the time. And that's great. They want to talk about grades and teachers and I don't have any interest in that. I don't care. I don't want to know anything that's going on at school. That's not, when I was done with school, I was done with school. I'm done. I don't even like being in the building. I don't like academic hallways. They give me anxiety. They make me feel all anxious inside, like my stomach is getting turned in knots. Even though I know a pop quiz is not happening to me, no sort of mathematical time test is coming my way in my 30s, being inside my children's school. But you never know. The feeling lingers. And that's just my trauma. It's my trauma that I have to deal with. Poor, pitiful me in this episode, really. Poor, pitiful me. But anyway, Jackie's my new friend. I've said that 8 times. And we just instantly connected, and we both drink alcohol, which is a huge plus, and we're both super fun, and we have a lot of the same interests. And we've done 2 things together so far, out and about in Vegas. And the first one was the Spice Girls tribute show. And I got to tell you, if you're a girl or a boy, actually anybody who likes the Spice Girls, even the smidgenest amount. I made up that word. Even the smidgenest amount. You got to go to this tribute show. I don't even know how long it's going to be around, but it's at the Excalibur, the castle-looking hotel on the Strip. And they got these great actresses to portray the Spice Girls. I think it's called Spice Wannabe. And they're all great. And they have the Spice Boys come out in their little hot pants. And they do It's in the Thunderdome. It should be called the Thunderdome. It's called the Thunder Theater, where they have Thunder from Down Under, where a bunch of Australian hunks come out. And they rip off their shirts 25 times in an hour. These guys cannot keep a shirt on. They don't want it. They don't like the feeling of a shirt. It's got to come off. It's got to come off at any opportunity. If they're wearing a shirt for more than 30 seconds, they're like, it's got to come off. It's got to come off. I think it's less a performance and more just it's just anxiety at this point for them. They can't handle the feel of fabric on their pecs. Got to come off. So there's I think there's 3 hunky dancer shows in Vegas. There's Magic Mike, which I hear is amazing. I think Chippendales is still around. I don't know. And then Thunder from Down Under, which is all Australians. But I don't know that though. That was my big question. I spent most of the time at Thunder from Down Under. I was supposed to be enjoying myself with my fellow with Cassie and Lizzie. They're my best friend Cassie, my other best friend Lizzie. They're my cousins. They're my best friends, but they're also family. I never know how to define it. Are they my best friends? Are they my family? Are they both? I don't know. Sometimes you get one or the other. Are you a friend or a family? I don't know. I was supposed to be wooing it up and enjoying myself at Thunder from Down Under, but I was just too busy with questions. How do we know these guys are from Australia? I saw no paperwork. None of them spoke. Like you could tell they were like, just don't talk. Like just go out there and just like dance and look hot and show off your pecs and don't wear a shirt and just don't talk. Just don't talk. Even though they had an opportunity. There's a guy with a microphone and he could have easily gone up to each one and be like, prove you're Australian. But they didn't do that. So I'm like, how do I know? How do I know? It's a bold claim saying that it's an all Australian men hunky dance show on the Strip. No proof, no paperwork, no passports, no nothing. So I don't know. I don't know about that. But anyway, so the Spice Wannabe show is it's in that theater. So that means they've got tables for them to walk on. The dancers, they like walk right through your table and they're like, get your drinks off the table because they're going to kick them with their platform shoes with the flag of England on it, with the Union Jack flag. But anyway, they were amazing and was way overserved. Way overserved. I have posted several videos of me dressed up as Sporty Spice, which I would say is one of my greatest ideas ever. So me and Jackie and Megan, we were going to go to Spice Wannabe and we're like, we got to dress up, got to dress up. Girls are just looking for an excuse to dress up. Our whole lives revolve around when can we dress up? When? Can we wear a costume? I don't want to be the only one in a costume, but if other people are in a costume, let's do it. Going all out. And this is an excuse. This was a great excuse to wear a costume. And we were all like, okay, what Spice Girl does everybody want to be? And you'd think with my red hair that I would instantly go ginger, but I didn't. Megan had expressed that ginger was her favorite. And I'm like, girl, do it. Girl, do it. Jackie was baby. And I'm like, I'm going sporty. And guess what I got to wear all night? Tennis shoes. I got to wear sneakers. Everybody else is there in their platform shoes and their high heels, stumbling around. The ankles are going sideways as the night goes on. But I was in tennis shoes. And that allowed me to do gymnastics. I did a fair amount of gymnastics in the lobby of the Excalibur, and I'm not sure my hands will ever be clean. And now, oh gosh, now, if for all Temperamental viewers, like loyal listeners and fans, first of all, I love you. And second of all, you probably know that one of these cats just chooses to take a big dump in the middle of the episode, like every week. It's just like every week at this point. I should move the litter box farther away from the podcast studio. It's just now occurring to me that that's an option. But yeah, they have all day to do that. But they're in there just scratching the walls. Going to the bathroom, really disrespectful. I don't know if it's more or less disrespectful than puking on my chair, which, boy, Kevin definitely did. Anyway, yeah, Spice Wannabe was great. But the other thing that Jackie and I went to was Beyoncé, who run the web, who run the web, who run the web. So I went to see Beyoncé, and I didn't even know she was in town. I was so out of the loop, But then it slowly, oh my gosh, you hear that? Scratch harder, please. Just scratch harder. We can't hear it. A little louder. Unbelievable, this cat. You done? Are you done? Oh my gosh. So anyway, apparently Beyonce's in town. It's a big deal. It's the Renaissance tour. Do you know how many times I had to look up how to spell Renaissance when like posting about it? I think that was a really clever plan by Beyonce to get the whole world to learn how to spell the word Renaissance. She's like, if I call my show Renaissance, people are going to have to learn how to spell it. Good for her. She's a mother. She knows what she's doing. Brilliant. Anyway, so turns out you have to wear silver to this show. There's a dress code. It's a requirement. Beyonce wants you to wear silver or else you ain't getting in the door. Those are her rules. And I was frantically going through my closet, realizing I don't have any silver. So I went to a store nearby, and let me tell you, when I walked in, there were clothes flying, and there were frantic females, and there were traffic jams in the little aisles of the store. People, it was close quarters, and I'm like, what's going on? It was as if COVID was just announced, and people were running to Costco to get toilet paper, but instead, it was frantic Beyoncé fans trying to buy something silver. And at one point, somebody even said, like, are we all here for Beyoncé? And everyone's like, yes! It's like a whole call and response thing. And I'm like, I cannot be here right now. I have to go immediately. It was too rich for my blood. I'm like, I'll find something silver. I'll find it in my house. I'll wear tinfoil if I have to. I'll wear tinfoil. I will make a tinfoil dress. And that's what I will wear. To Beyoncé, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this panic buying that's happening at a store called Hottie. Yes, it's a store called Hottie. And everything there is made with like 3 inches of fabric. It's not a conservative store by any means. But anyway, so the dress code, I found something deep in my closet. I had like a little bustier thing with like silver sparkles hanging down from it. And then I put silver chains in my hair. I bought these silver chain clips to put in my ponytail for Von Bolt, the band that I'm in, because I thought, like, how cool would that be? Because I wear a ponytail with like Viking braids on the side. I'm like, how cool would that be to have like chains like interwoven with the braids? And then it like hangs down the back. And then I quickly realized that I do a lot of headbanging on stage. And if I put chains in my hair, I will weaponize myself. I will turn into a weapon because I'll be whipping actual chains around on my face. I'll be going like that. And the chains will be, I'll take an eye out, maybe both in one show. And was it worth it? I don't know. We'll have to check the videos afterward because if it looked cool, maybe it's worth it. So anyway, I put the chains in my hair. And Jackie was, she sent me a text before the show and she's like, hey, just so you know, there's like a bag, there's a strict bag size requirement. And I'm like, okay, yeah, I mean, great. I didn't heed the warning. I just was too excited. I knew what purse I wanted to bring. I was like, whatever, it's going to be fine. So I walk in and I have a bag that's yay big. It's about this big. And immediately upon walking toward Allegiant Stadium, the first guy's like, let me see your bag. Let me see your bag. And I'm like, okay. Dude has a piece of paper cut out with the dimensions of how big a bag can be. And he holds it up to my bag. And my bag is a half an inch too big on 2 sides. A half an inch too big on 2 sides. Half an inch too big on 2 sides. Half an inch. And he's like, you can't take this bag inside. It's too big. And I'm like, what? And I open it. I'm like, there's nothing in here. I had like a cell phone and chapstick. It's like it. I'm like, there's nothing in this bag. And he's like, can't do it. It's too big. And he's like, that dude's going to stop you. And I'm like, oh, so that means there's a round 2. Okay. See ya. I'll take care of it. So I walk away from that guy. And then I see round 2 guy and I start to walk past him and he's like, you there, let me see your bag. And I'm like, all right, here we go again. So he sees my bag and he's like, it's too big. I'm like, it's a half an inch too big on 2 sides. I think it's too big. So I'm like, okay, now what? And he's like, well, that guy's going to take it away from you. And I'm like, okay, so that means there's a round 3. These two obviously are taking their job too seriously and power has gone to their head because it's a half an inch too big on 2 sides. And that is totally reasonable and fine, but whatever. Okay, if you let one girl do it, you're going to have to let the girl with the duffel bag in. Whatever, okay, fine. Strict rules. Do what you got to do, guys. But now I'm realizing there's a round 3. So I leave round 2 guy and I'm like, okay, here's what we're going to do. Jackie's getting nervous. She's like, are we not going to be able to go see Queen Beyoncé because you are so stupid that you didn't read my text about bag requirements? And I'm like, I got this. Normally I would panic, but I didn't for some reason. And I proceed to, I can't believe I'm talking about this criminal activity on the internet. But anyway, I proceed to shove in the sides of my bag. I collapse my bag in onto itself, like I implode it kind of, and I squish it that it's so small that it kind of looks like a clutch, like a tiny little clutch. And I'm like, this will be fine. And then with all the confidence in the world, I just go right to security. And it totally worked. It totally worked. And then as soon as I got through security, I unfolded it back out and just wore it as normal. And it was totally fine. It was totally fine. I'm not condoning this behavior. I'm just saying that you should read the requirements because I didn't. And I had to go through a whole thing. And it would have been easier to just read the requirements. But anyway, here's something crazy. I'm at the show Everybody's in silver. Everybody's sparkling. Everybody's shiny. Everybody's so shiny. And then Beyonce comes out, who, let me tell you, she's the one that everybody wants to. She comes out, and what is she wearing? She's wearing red. She's wearing red. Girl, you said we have to wear silver. You not wearing silver? She comes out like a beautiful carnation. She looks like a carnation. She looks like she's gorgeous, by the way, like flawless, like the type of flawless that just kind of makes you angry. She's so perfect. She's so beautiful. Her voice is so angelic, and she's just got this really soft smile. Just looking, taking in her kingdom, looking at all of us, just all the girls just crying because they're so excited to see her. And she's dressed like a carnation. She's dressed like the cheap flowers, like when you're going to go get flowers for somebody and you're like, let's get them roses. And then you see the price of roses and you're like, let's get them carnations. Let's get them carnations. Maybe not roses. Maybe roses next time. Maybe like if somebody dies, we'll spring for roses. But like carnations, let's do carnations. They're way cheaper. But yeah, she's got this like red carnation looking outfit, and she's beautiful, and she's perfect, and she's like, I know, it's the most amazing singer. Hold on, I gotta grab my computer. Who run the web? Who run the web? Oh boy, computer's taking off. Here we go. Maybe I'm just gonna use this as a sign that like things are about to get good. We're about to take off. Like a G6. So she comes out. She's a beautiful carnation. She's amazing. She's dancing. She does have several costume changes, though, throughout this concert where she sings 35 songs. Yeah, we looked up the set list because we got to know when to leave early. So let's look up the set list and we'll find out what song we need to leave at. Like when we hear this song, we'll know we gotta leave now. Can you stop, computer? Are you serious? Jeez. She has a couple costume changes, and let me tell you a couple of my favorites. I have pictures. So this one in particular, I'm not sure what's happening here. It's a hat, but also it's glasses. Is it glasses or is it a hat? It's a hat, but it's glasses. She's looking out of her hat. She's looking like a Power Rangers villain. Straight up, that's a villain from Power Rangers. Or like, I also thought she kind of looked like that character from He-Man, like way back in the day. Who was that guy? Didn't he have like a weird hat? Who was that He-Man characters? Here we go. There was a guy with like weird eyes and like a big hat? Orko. She kind of had like an Orko vibe to her. And look, that's fine. I've seen Project Runway. I know that these designers should be allowed to just go crazy and design stuff that like the average person would never ever wear in 8,000 years. But go crazy, be creative. However, she wore it for too long. She wore it for like almost an entire song. I'm like, you made your point. You made your statement piece with your hat glasses. Now take off the hat glasses. Take off your mushroom head. You're a mushroom. Be Beyonce. Don't be a mushroom. I came here to see Beyonce. Didn't come to see a mushroom. Didn't go to Beyonce to see a mushroom. But eventually she took it off, and then she had some other great outfits. Like at one point, actually not at one point, most of the points, at all points in this show, she's like very cyborg robot. The whole thing was themed very futuristic. She basically looked like she was 3D printed. She looked like she was a cyborg or a robot, or definitely 3D printed. Like she was just freshly 3D printed is what she looked like. And at one point she was Willy Wonka. She had a total Willy Wonka outfit on. She had the hat. She had the cane. She was she was drowning kids in chocolate rivers left and right. Who run my chocolate factory? Not you. Who run the chocolate factory? Not you. Who run my chocolate factory? Not you. Just killing kids left and right. Just yeah. Full Beyonce Willy Wonka. I would watch that version over the Chalamet over the Timothée Chalamet version. Oh, run my chocolate factory, not you. But let me tell you my favorite moment of the show in reflection. At the time, it was my least favorite part, but in reflecting upon the evening, this was so funny. Jackie was laughing. She was laughing so hard she was crying. So basically, remember how I said we looked up the set list because we got to leave early. Looked up the set list. I knew 3 songs. If she would have sung Single Ladies, I would have known 4 songs. But she decided to not sing Single Ladies. Hey, why? Hey, why? Hey, why? Hey, why? You're Beyoncé. You have a show. It's your biggest show. Why not sing your biggest song for all the people who wore silver because you told us to wear silver for you? And then you don't sing Single Ladies? You don't want us to put a ring on it? What's going on? I don't know. I don't know what's up, but she didn't sing Single Ladies. Hey, why? But anyway, there was one song I was super stoked for, and that was a cover of River Deep, Mountain High by Tina Turner and also Celine Dion. Here I love you, my, here River Deep, Mountain High, yeah. Love this song, right? Nothing gets you pumped up like that song. It's such a here we go. That would make my computer take off, blast off. That's probably why my computer was starting to blast off because here comes River Deep, River Deep. You just cannot. You can't be sad listening to this song. It's the cool. It's the best. It's dancey. It's upbeat. It's like girl power. It's everything. It's everything. So to know, I'm starting to sweat. I'm getting so excited about this song. So knowing that Queen Bee is going to sing River Deep Mountain High, I was so stoked. So stoked. There's one moment I was looking forward to, and it was 6 songs in. So, for the first 5 songs, I'm like dancing along, but I also don't know the words, but also cheering and wooing, so I fit in. But then she steps up to her microphone and she's like, this one's dedicated to Tina Turner. And I'm like, oh, here we go. And I'm like standing up and I'm getting my phone ready. And she steps up to the microphone and she's like, when I was a little girl, I had a rag doll, only doll I ever owned. And it's slow. It's slow, right? She's singing it real slow. And I'm like, yeah. Okay, weird, but yeah. Okay, this is weird, but also yeah, because she's about to crank it up. Things about to get cranked up. So she's singing it real slow. And then, the lights go out, and I'm like, here we go! And I hit record on my phone, and I'm pointing it towards the stage. And then she starts a new song. She sang 1/8 of River Deep Mountain High, slow. She sang 1/8 slow. And then she went on to the next song, and I died inside. You know that subreddit where it's watch people die inside? That was me. And there are tears coming down Jackie's face because she witnessed all of it. She saw my excitement go from Mountain High to River Deep. My excitement went from River Deep. It went from my excitement went from Mountain High to River Deep. It was as high as it could go, and then it was as low as it could go. Very fitting, actually. It never cranked up. It never cranked up. It never came. I was very sad. That was the one moment I was looking forward to. I was just I was the Ben Affleck thing where he's in that interview with Henry and he's realizing his movie sucks or that everyone hates it, and he's just looking down and he's sad and kind of pushes it on his face. It's everybody hurts. That was me. I was Everybody Hurts Ben Affleck at the Beyoncé show because I went from Mountain High to River Deep. But But that wasn't even the best. That wasn't even the best part. Like, look, it was all great. Dude, she's amazing. Blue Ivy came out. She was dancing. And she was so good. She looked so much like Jay-Z and Beyonce mixed together. Fancy that. She was great. And like to have her mom like singing above her and looking down and be like, good job, baby. I was getting emotional, right? That's so cool for her. And what a weird life Blue Ivy Carter must lead, having both of her parents be who they are. What a crazy existence. But she seems like she's keeping it together pretty good. So good for her. Hold on, I have a video I gotta pull up. So anyway, where's the video? It's right here. Is it gonna play? So again, we looked up the set list. Don't play yet. I opened you up. Okay, good. So we looked at this set list and we're like, we gotta stop. I just said don't play. Did you hear me say don't play? Did anybody hear me say don't play? I said I'm gonna click on this video. I'm gonna open it up. Don't play. And what did it do? Start playing. Anyway, so we're like, okay, 6 songs from the end. We gotta get out of here. We gotta flee. We gotta flee the scene because there are like 100,000 people crammed into this Beyonce city. That is Allegiant Stadium. And guess what they're all gonna do? They're all gonna go try to get an Uber afterward. And we were also trying to get an Uber afterward. So we didn't want to compete with all of those silvery mother... We were like, Jackie, we gotta go now. She's like, let's go, Lisa, let's go. So we stumbled out of there and we went to the parking lot of the stadium, and already pretty big crowd of people. Like a lot of people had our same idea, but it was definitely better than what it would have been. But anyway, like you could tell that they had only started calling Ubers for like 15 minutes. Like, I mean, it was the beginning of the night of calling Ubers. Like, it was just the beginning. And yet there was a cop. I'm going to show this video and play it. There was a cop who was sitting on his motorcycle. And he was talking to everybody and giving them instructions. And he was giving the same instructions over and over and over. And I've never heard somebody be more annoyed in my life. He was so frustrated. He was so condescending with giving rules to all the silvery girls and boys trying to get Ubers. And I was like, buddy, it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. The show's not even over yet. They still got 6 more songs. When we left, Beyonce was topless. She was covering her with her hand. I don't know what I can say on a clean podcast or not, but she was covering her hand with her hand, her arm. Her nips were covered. And she was in some kind of clamshell. But that was when we had to leave, so we couldn't stick around for the topless Beyonce. But I assume she put a shirt back on at some point. She's in there. She's topless. She's got to put a shirt back on. She's got to do a finale. There's still more show, buddy. Hey, cop, there's more show. And he was already so annoyed. Here, listen to this guy. This is so funny. Listen to him.
Pedestrians, stay behind the red line until you found your Uber. Do not wander the parking lot on your phone or an app looking for your ride.
Do not wander the parking lot on your phone, on your app, looking for your ride. It was like he had said it. He was acting like he had already said it 1,000 times. But it was so early in the night that I'm like, you're gonna have a heart attack. Like, you're gonna get so mad at all of these people telling him the same thing over and over that you're just gonna keel over. You're just gonna lose the will to live. He's so annoyed.
The way this works is when your Uber driver is able to get into the parking lot, they will park in one of these rows numbered 1 through 6. Have them tell you what row they're parked in, find the corresponding number, then walk straight down from there to your ride.
To your ride. You know someone is so mad when they start talking real slow and then their words start to go down at the end. When they're explaining something to you and then the last word of the sentence goes down at the end, that's when they're so annoyed. They are bright red angry. They are blood red mad. They're bright red angry. They are crimson peeved. They're so mad. But just listen to this guy. Oh. And the red line. Oh, you found your Uber. He wants to swear so bad. You know, he wants to just be like, do not wander the effing parking lot on your little googly device and your stupid little app looking for your ride. He's so mad. So just standing there, I got to hear him do that spiel like 3 times. And I'm like, bro, it's just beginning. It's just the beginning. You're going to be here for another 6 hours at least. So that was a really big highlight for me. So thank you so much to my friend Jackie for bringing me to Beyoncé. I had a freaking amazing time. Sometimes you just got to enjoy the spectacle. There's times when you can get invited to stuff and maybe you don't know what that stuff really is. Maybe you're going to see a band and you don't really know any songs. Maybe you're not interested. But you got to be open to new experiences and new songs and spectacles. Be open to the spectacle, Hi. Come here. Anyway, this has been episode 15. Did I say 15? Yeah, episode 15. Von Bolt shows coming up. We got September 22nd, September 30th, October 6th, all here in Vegas. If you're in town, please come see us. We're awesome. And I'm going to keep adding cool Halloween stuff to my set, and we're going to keep rolling on. And co-hosts are imminent. I'm telling you, this is exactly how I said it was going to be at the beginning. I was like, I need a producer, I need a co-host. And I still don't have either one of those. I have this guy, and he's the worst. But soon, people are going to answer my phone calls and scheduling's going to work out and somebody's going to be my friend and sit here and be my co-host. But not today. But today is not that day. Anyway, thank you guys for watching and listening. I really, really appreciate it. Please subscribe and like and review. I didn't even know you could review. You got to review me, please. But like in a nice way. If you don't like me, then don't review. Just forget to review if you don't like me. But if you like me, then please review. Anyway, bye. Oh, God!
You ready? What? Am I too late?
You're way too late. You're way too late. He's here.
Oh. Well, that was with me. Hey, ready for our next show?
Just alone again. Everybody hurts. All right, enough of this.